Hello and welcome to another video from Sustenance and Cover, the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today we're going to talk about extending the harvest. And I guess a lot of folks, they think about extending the harvest, they think about canning, freezing, or drying their harvest. But what I'm thinking about is actually having fresh fruit and nuts and vegetables 365 days a year to just get off the tree. We're going to use this little peach tree as an example. If you look at it, now this peach tree there was just a compost pile here, and a peach pit was there in the compost pile, and it came up on its own. Instead of trying to move it or something, I just left it growing where it's growing so it'll be, best health. But in any case, look at this. I guess you can see that. There's a little bit of green on there. Just a little bitty bit of leaves, and that's a peach tree. Now, a peach is a different species than a citrus, which is a different species from a pear, different species from a fig. But within the species of peach, you have different varieties. This one here, don't know what you'd call it, but I'm getting ready to show you one that is a little bit different for obvious reasons. Okay, this one here was actually grown from the same way, from a peach pit, by a friend. She had a compost pile, and this came up in her compost pile, and she just gave it to me. But if you notice, there's not a single leaf on it yet. So this tree is about 2 weeks behind that other tree, and consequently will produce fruit about 2 weeks behind. So we've already extended our peach harvest by 2 weeks just by having two different varieties of the same species. Like I say, if you got different species, you'll even extend your harvest further. But right now we're going to go look at another peach tree. This one should be real obvious. Look how much leaves are on that one. And that's not all. Look over here. There's a piece of fruit. And it won't be a whole lot longer, and I'll be eating that. So we've extended our peach harvest by probably 2 months just by having different varieties. In other words, the first tree will produce fruit 2 months before the next tree produces fruit. And that's different varieties within a species. By having different species, you're extending it even further. Now, other than just having different species and different varieties, another way we can extend the harvest is by having things planted in different microenvironments. What that means is the north side of your house will be a different temperature than the south side of your house. That difference makes one side a microclimate within a property. So if you planted the exact same variety of peach tree on the south side as you had planted on the north side, you would actually get fruit at different times because the microclimate is different. Here on my property, I've got sunny areas and I've got shady areas. I've got dry areas and I've got wet areas. I've got areas on the south side of the house and areas on the north side of the house. So I can take one species, one variety, and plant it in 12 different locations and get fruit at 12 different times. If you look back there where that tree line is, over half of my fruit and nut trees are planted on the other side of that tree line. Nobody knows that that even exists back there. There's a clearing back there, and you've seen it in my videos, that's as big as this yard. And I have probably altogether maybe 25 or so peaches total planted on my property, and half of them are back there. And they're doing different things than the peaches up here are doing. And just by having different varieties of tree and different varieties of soil, shade, and temperature, we're going to have an extended harvest that once my trees are fully mature, I am confident I'll be able to pick fruit off of the trees 365 days a year. Extending the harvest. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.